Captain Broccoli. What do I do with the secondary dominant once I get back?
That is a good question.
Of course it is. Why did it take so long for you to answer?
What? But you just, well, anyway, you not only need to know how to spell the secondary chord, but how it functions.
But you said it functions as a dominant. Dominants go to the tonic.
Yes, it functions as a regular dominant in its home key, but when it is brought to a new key, it takes on special qualities.
Oh, you mean like Superman? He is such a poser.
Pardon?
Back on his home planet, he's just like everybody else. So he comes over here where everybody thinks he's all super.
He didn't choose to come here. His planet blew up.
What ifs? He's not a real superhero like me. He's just some secondary dumb nut.
Ouch. But people who live in glass houses.
Where?
Never mind. So secondary dominants retain the tonicizing function from their key of origin, while also inheriting some harmonic characteristics of their closest diatonic counterpart.
Jibber jabber.
All right. Let me try again. Let's talk about you.
Yes, I like that. I am a superhero.
I know, and right now, you are dressed up like Panda Face.
I borrow her costume when I get bored. People think I am her and I pretend to eat bamboo shoots.
Exactly, you act like Panda Face, but underneath the mask, you are still, pushy.
I like to push people over. I am a superhero.
Secondary dominants are like regular diatonic chords with masks on.
Now I think, your mask is too tight.
Do you remember the 5 of 2 chord we spelled in G major?
Yes, it had a very tight G string.
Notes are not tight. It is a G sharp. That is the altered tone which turns the chord into a secondary dominant. It is like a superhero's mask.
I don't think a G string would work as a mask.
Again, it is a G sharp. Please forget about undergarments. If we remove the chromatic mask, it will reveal the chord's secret identity.
I love secrets.
The diatonic alter ego is E, G, B.
I know this. That is the submediant.
Correct. 5 of 2 is a superhero version of the regular 6 chord. Because of that, it shares some of the same harmonic characteristics.
So what?
Both 5 of 2 and the 6 chord usually progress to a supertonic chord.
But Captain Broccoli, how do I know what chord to put before?
Knowing the secret identity also helps you connect to the chromatic chord. Chords which normally progress to a diatonic triad usually can progress to its chromatic alter ego.
That does not help my ego.
Agreed. Your ego does not need help. I am trying to help you with harmonic progressions. Do you know Batman?
Do not mention that Cape Chaser. He never returns my calls.
Okay. Let's say you want to get a message to Batman, but you cannot get a hold of him directly.
Bat signal?
No.
Bat phone?
No. You don't have either of those. If you cannot reach Batman yourself, think of other people who could pass on your message. Do you know Batman's secret identity?
Duh. It is listed in our superhero directory.
So let's pretend that the 5 of 2 chord is Batman. Then the submediant is
Bruce Wayne?
Yes, so if you got your message to Bruce Wayne, he could pass it on to Batman. The 6 chord progresses to 5 of 2.
Then what is the 2 chord? Is it me?
It is not always about you. Let's pretend the 2 chord is Wayne Manor. Since Bruce Wayne and Batman are really the same person, they both go to Wayne Manor.
I like minor triads. They make me feel thin.
Good for you. Can we get back to our progression? If you cannot find Bruce Wayne, you could give your message to someone else who knows him.
Like Alfred.
Right. Alfred is like a triad which leads to the submediant. 5 goes to 6, that could be Alfred.
What about that boy that lives with them?
Dick Grayson. He could be the mediant. 3 goes to 6. 6 goes to 5 of 2.
What if Batman is still wearing his costume? Do they have to wait until he takes it off before delivering my message?
No. Since Batman is Bruce's chromatic counterpart, both the mediant and dominant can progress directly to 5 of 2.
Does 5 of 2 always go to the supertonic?
Usually, but it can also lead to a similar chord that acts like 2. For example, Wayne Manor has its own secret identity. The chromatic version of the 2 chord transforms it into 5 of 5, the Bat Cave.
I didn't know that you could use 2 secondary dominants in a row.
You can have chains of them, as long as they follow the right progression. Dick Grayson can also transform into Robin, and become 5 of 6.
What about Alfred?
Alfred is just Alfred. Not everybody is a superhero.
Will this system work with other secondary chords?
All secondary chords have a corresponding diatonic triad with which they share some harmonic functions. For example, if Superman were 5 of 5 then...
Stop, I know enough. So when a superhero doesn't answer my calls, I will push them over and tear off their mask to reveal their secret diatonic identity.
You do know, by union rules, we are not supposed to mess with each other's masks.
And if they still will not take my calls, I can stalk their muggle friends and tattoo messages on their foreheads.
Please let this still be about chord progressions.
But Captain Broccoli, what happens if Superman's chord is exposed to kryptonite?